Welcome back, guys, and we are playing another day and another day of Naya tokens. And I'm still upset about yesterday. We'll try and not make another mistake like that. And this hand is not going to do it. This hand is going to do it. It's pretty good actually if I can get a land. So yeah, I mean, probably is going to drop the Visionary next turn. Depends if I see a land or not. If I see a land, I'll probably just drop Krenkos. But I guess we'll see. Got Cloud Shift as well if ever comes to that. I did not see a land, so I think I'm still going to Krenkos this turn. This guy seems to be a slow deck because he just played a tap land. So potential I can hit him for 2 next turn, which would be nice. Just once I hit that third land, I'm pretty much going. I could be able to get my cloth up as well, but this guy seems to be playing 5 colours so far. I'm guessing, or maybe he's not playing black, but most likely he's playing 5 colour, and we didn't see the land, so I'm really hoping we see it with this Elf Visionary. I mean, moment of truth here. And we do not see the land. Okay, God's Willing's nice if we can get up to Michaeloth, but it's not looking likely at the minute. So I really need to see a land pretty fast. Thank God we saw the third land. Gonna try and hit this guy for 3 first. I mean, so far he's got the double blue open, so he could counter this, but I highly doubt he does. It'd be a good play for him to counter this because it would really screw me over. But he's let it hit the field. Okay, so I've got 2 green on the field. And I'm going to get a white and another green, I think. So I've got 3 green for crit, whoever comes to that. This guy's on 4 mana and he hasn't played a single spell yet, so I'm really hoping we see some soon. I'm not going to play crit hoof until I've got 6 mana shown, so it's fine by me. He could have Anger the Gods now, so I might want to play around that. But I could just give. Nah, I don't want to waste God's Will on that. So I hit 5 mana this turn. You know what? I'm gonna sit back. I think if he's gonna Anger the Gods, he has to do it this turn. Fully expect the anger. Yep, there's Anger of the Gods. Good. Absolutely fine with that. Glad I didn't play Attended Knight. Resi Alarm's pretty nice because I can do that end step. Or can Reprisal, or could even Cloud Shift if I need to do that. So I'm pretty happy there. Played around his board wipe pretty nicely. And now we just if I drew that 6 mana next turn, it'd be really nice because I'd be able to devour loads of tokens. We see a Chasm Skullcat, which I can Reprisal when it gets big enough, but for the minute I think I'm just going to Resi Alarm here. Get a couple more, so let me Captain the Watch as well, would give all these guys +2 and +1/+1 on Vigilance. But unfortunately it's a slow land. I'm just going to swing all out here. And it's looking pretty good in my corner. I highly doubt he blocks here. If he does play a big threat, I do have Reprisal open. Now we just pass turn. I mean, next turn, if he taps out Captain the Watch, I think it's coming down because he just makes all my guys so much bigger. And I guess he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I'm not really worried until I see 7 mana. Well, that's just getting Reprisal, which is. Can't have him drawn 5 cards. Cloud Shift is kind of a waste here. I mean, he saves his creature, but it goes all the way back down to a 1/1. I mean, he kind of gets around my removal here, but Beastmasters doesn't do it this turn, so I'm gonna just play Captain the Watch because it gets me. It pretty much means he has to just trade and block here. Yep, he's gone. He said GG. That's nice. So I mean, Michaeloth didn't really need to come out this game. I mean, it's not over yet because I mean, if he has another board wipe here, then I'm in trouble, but by the way he rage quit, I don't think he had the board wipe. And let's just hit him for a bunch of damage because we can. Well, that's just rude. Fair enough. I'll tell you what though, if he'd countered that Cultivate, we would have been in a really, really big trouble. But Cultivate's one of them spells that countering it is either entirely like completely useless or it's just one of the greatest. Like if he'd countered me there, I would have been completely shut down. But as it stands, I mean sometimes you just counter a Cultivate and then they just play a land anywhere and you just feel like an idiot. You'd much rather counter like bigger threats. I think my opinion on countering cultivates is that it's good to counter it with negate, but not with dissolves. I like to save my dissolves for bigger creatures. And this hand is also, well, it's pretty good actually. I can't argue with that. Wish I played first, but I mean I played first last game, so this guy's mulled down once, but he's keeping with 7 cards, I think. Oh, he's gone down to 6. So I've got a card advantage, but that doesn't really mean much. So Jungle Shrine's coming down this turn. It's a 4th land. It's pretty nice. I'm almost wondering, I mean, I could Krenko's turn 2, but then I don't draw any cards with Mentor the Meek, which is my kind of feeling on it. I think I'm almost tempted, because he's black. If he's just mono black, it means he has no enchantment removal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Krenko's this turn, and then I'm going to Beastmaster's the turn after, and then the tokens will build it with time. I mean, if he's mono black, he literally has no way to destroy enchantments, as far as I can think of. I mean, it gives me another turn. If he's going to have a different colour, he'll cast it now. And then I'll probably just cultivate instead, but he's stuck on 2 mana, so I think it's pretty much game at this point. I know it's really early to call that, but I'm just going to be piling on the pressure. Plus I've got a pretty nice removal in my hand as well. I've got a reprisal, and he's let me, if he's going to remove it, he should have done it last combat step. Oh, he's just cycling that thing, that's fair enough. So I've got two counters on it. Potentially could get 4 next turn, and then we'll get in there, I think. He's playing blue as well, so Tidal Strix is something I'm not worried about because he's not going to want to block. But he might almost feel he has to block because that's a pretty nice draw. I think I'm going to cast Mentor this turn and then draw a bunch of cards off the Raise the Alarm with Mentor next turn. I think that's the play. So he's let me get 4 counters on, which is perfectly fine with me. Obviously that thing does have Death Touch, so it's pretty good against Beastmasters, unless I have a way to give Trample. I mean, I could attack him with all 3 next turn and hit him for 10, I think. 12, if he doesn't play any more blockers. But I'd trade my Mentor the Meek for that, which I don't think is that great. But I still think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw the 2 cards with Raise the Alarm and then just sack out Mentor the Meek. And by sack out I mean trade with Tideholder. And this guy seems to agree that he's in a pretty bad situation. That I need an attack in, because of course that's the right play. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. Get my 7 counters, get these guys massive, and then proceed to win the game. Draw 2 cards here. Just for a land, and Baneslayer is pretty nice. Cast this, and here we go. I really do like this deck. It's like, it's got Beastmasters as a win condition, it's got Michaeloth, it's got Captain. There's so many different ways with tokens you can win that it's like I don't feel like I'm completely relying on certain cards to bail me out. My win conditions are fairly diverse. For a minute then I got really upset and thought that was a Void Snare, because that's target permanent, so he could have just picked up Beastmasters. But my opponent is dead this turn, so no need to play anything. And we hit him for 18 with 3 tokens, which is always nice. And I think both them games were fairly fast, so we'll squeeze in one more and then call it a day. So So far, I've avoided making a ridiculous misplay, which is what I aim for. I aim when I play these videos, not to win, just not to fuck up. Because I mean, if you lose and you didn't play wrong, I mean, there's nothing you could have done. Games like that second one yesterday haunt me. What can I say? I think I've played this guy just before, and maybe he's not going to be willing to join again. But you know, it's his fault for hosting a public game. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be joining, so I will pause and we'll be back in game 3. Okay, guys, and unfortunately my internet has died at uni, and so as you can see, can't join a game, so we're gonna have to cut it short there. I just thought I'd let you know instead of leaving an annotation at the end. But seeing as we do have like a bit of spare time, I will go through some changes. I can't remember his name in the comments, but someone suggested, and I'm not sure. I'd like to hear your opinion on it. He was basically saying that I'll try and think exactly what he said. He said I don't need the cloud shifts, and that I should put in shocks instead. And it's a change which I think could be interesting, because I mean, I'm not particularly sure what I want to do about it, because I'll get the shock up. I mean, shock that, I mean, it's a pretty common card, deals 2 damage to target creature or player. And it's a change. I mean, I haven't made it yet because I didn't want to commit. The thing is, I don't particularly only want to, when I run shock, I like to have one in my starting hand. And the only way to like really guarantee you have one in the starting hand is to run all 4. So I mean, I'd have to cut 2 cloud shift and then I'd have to cut 2 something else. So it's a change I'm really not sure, but when thinking about it in hindsight, cloud shift really doesn't do too much in my deck. I mean, it's pretty good with it goes well with Attended Knight, Captain of the Watch, and really that's it, to be honest. Elvish Visionary, I mean, and Crater Hoof, I guess. They're the only cards that really, but if you don't win with the first turn of Crater Hoof, it's really surprising. So I mean, it's an interesting one, and I'd like to hear your opinion on it. I mean, if I did cut the cloud shifts, though, I'd like to run more God Willing, so I mean, it could lead to a real total reshuffle of the deck, and the deck's been performing pretty well so far, so I'm not, if it was performing bad, I'd make the changes, but at the minute, I'm pretty content. But I'd like to know his opinion on it. So yeah, so sorry I couldn't get a third game. Blame uni internet, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.